Oh, there we go. Now is the broadcast working? Yeah, it's working.
And
It
now
should.
we're live.
Yes. Now.
Hello all to all our followers, viewers, and maybe co-conspirators. I don't know. Welcome for uh,
Episode.
episode. Today we are
Yeah.
speaking about. We're going to talk about the new uh, American Israeli war with the Islamic Republic of Iran. Also,
Yes.
make
That's
sure to
right.
remember that I'm not notice that I'm not saying the war against Iran, but against the Islamic Republic of Iran, because we are fighting against an occupying force, which is the RGC.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How far do you think we are going? Like right now, the Israelis been in the bomb shelters literally all day, and they weren't allowed. Most of them, from what I know, they weren't allowed to go home. So it's been pretty hectic all day long. There were like wars, warring and nonstop warring. So, like in your perspective, where do you think this is going?
For now, it's too early to tell. However, if the information is to be believed, we already eliminated Khomeini, so that is a
But
big shift.
but the thing is, whenever somebody puts it for confirmation, even Grok cannot find the confirmation. That's what everybody is waiting for, the confirmation. Need the confirmation.
Well, don't ask confirmation from an AI. Wait for an official confirmation from an intelligence official from the United States, because
Well,
right now it's confirmed from an Israeli intelligence. But I know many will not take the word of the Mossad or the IDF for its worth. So we need to wait until the confirmation comes from the either from the United States or Iran itself.
yes, because I have tried many times. Like even Grok itself couldn't give
Again,
the full
don't rely on
information.
Rogue. You're doing a very novice mistake.
No, yesterday when I came in here and like the Grok was updating information, right? And then I asked Grok a couple of questions, and the Grok is like still verifying sources. Grok literally refreshed itself yesterday.
Yes, but right now there's so much information. It's very
It's
it's
not
very
updated.
obvious.
Grok is going to take at least a week to update all this information.
Well,
There's too much that
that, as you know, wars can change from minute to stuff can be updated and changed from minute to minute. So you can't reliably trust any new update coming from Grok because it will take it time to verify and verify. Well, information during wartime are moving way faster than normal.
Yeah, remember yesterday Afghanistan, Pakistan's war, couldn't pick that up, and now later Iran got attacked by America and Israel to destroy the regime. So there is too much to come. So you, from your perspective, you have no idea how far this is like headed to, do you? I don't either. We're
I
looking
know
at.
it will take a long time, but it would be worth it if at least the Islamic regime will be toppled and a more friendlier regime will come in its stead. Friendly to Israel, friendly to the United States, friendly to the West, more friendly to the world. It would also change the balance of power in the oil trade as well.
Right now, when I was watching last night, along with we nobody expected that Iran would target the Gulf countries. It did, and they're at like war right now.
Right
How did it
now,
target them?
right now everybody is at war with Iran. The RGC has managed to successfully and incompetently isolate themselves and push themselves into a corner that took Russia 4 years to shove themselves into a corner. It must be said, they are the masters of screwing themselves.
What, the Gulf states?
No, the Iran, the Islamic regime.
Oh, that. I'm referring to the Gulf states, that how this time they didn't picture that Iran would target them too, and it
Yeah,
did
but
very harshly.
I would actually say they knew something was going to happen. They knew that it would just be a matter of time that until Trump will attack Iran. They knew they can't really convince him to not to. So they prepared themselves and that something might happen, and they tried to convince Iran that they are not that they don't have anything to do with it, to try to distance themselves, but it obviously didn't work. So now they're also piling on Iran because right now the Islamic regime looks like a wounded animal. And there is currently blood in the water.
Oh yes, oh yes. And recently, it just announced that Saudi Arabia just announced that it's joining war with America and Israel to get Iran back because it targeted too many the Arab states. And like I said, it just got dirty and dirty last night. Nobody pictured that. Like I said, and how far this is going, I wouldn't know. Do are we like? Let's pray you don't go through another massacre of October 7th because Iran is not trustworthy. I feel even though Khamenei may be confirmed being dead, that does not mean that the Gulf countries, I mean, not the Gulf countries, the backup nations that supported Iran, they're not going to retaliate. I feel
What
like they're going
what backup nations that support Iran? Who exactly supporting
to
Iran?
Russia. Did you forget
Russia,
about Russia?
China? You think these countries are going to do anything?
Some people feel like they are, some people feel like they're not.
Well, those people who think that China or Russia are going to come to the aid of the Islamic regime are completely insane. Those countries, Russia and China, have their own individual goals and objectives. They will not, for a moment, put their own neck on the line on behalf of anyone but themselves. We saw this when Syria fell. We saw it when Maduro was captured. Why would Iran receive a special privilege from Russia and China? The countries that constantly stab each other and their allies in the back.
Was many people have expectations from them. They're like, oh, they're gonna watch, they're gonna jump in. And like I said,
Most
I
people,
wouldn't. You say
typically,
some people
wait,
say yes,
wait,
some
wait.
people say no.
Most people are idiots when they're making assumptions without the full picture. So I do not intend to listen to what other people think when I hear that they don't know the full picture.
Let's see, buddy. I can say that how far this is going, we're about to find out. And like, so
Probably
after
takes several days. Like
it's a heavy war, but it's
yeah,
not
and
like
the war has haven't even unpacked yet.
no, it's gonna be a very heavy war. It's just warming up.
I don't know if heavy, but it's definitely going to be long. But how long? It
It's
depends.
heavy, buddy.
I
You
guess
may
the,
it's
I
just
guess
started.
I guess the question of how long it goes is really in the hand of the Iranian people themselves. By the way, I wish to um I need to check something real quick. Um,
Sure. Give it a second, but yeah, I feel like how far do you think that how is Iran if Khamenei is dead, how is Iran gonna retaliate to Israel? That's my question. If Khamenei is, let's say he is dead and confirmed, how do you think they're gonna attack Israel? You think they
okay,
can or they can't?
look, I have a message to the Iranians who might hear us. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Whoa, Bahrain. This is something so fire. Bahrain got on fire. Building got on fire. Iran's not playing with anybody. Like, let me show you this if I can share my screen. Um,
All right, show me what you want to show me, and then I will wish to pass on a message to our Iranian brothers and sisters who suffer the oppression of the IRGC.
okay, let's see here.
But oh, by the way, before I forget,
Yes. Like, let me show you this. This is just came up. This is recent. Tommy
Wait,
Robinson.
wait, I'm trying to say something. If there will, because of the situation, there could be a chance. Sometimes that there could be alerts for me mid show, which means I would probably have to run to a shelter. So I apologize in advance, but I might have to run from time to time.
No, I know. I'm aware. It's hard enough for you to come here. Like, look, this is what they just did to Bahrain. This Tommy Robinson updated that. The scenes from Iran hit the building of Bahrain. So, like I said, it's pretty chaotic. How far they are taking it, nobody knows. And to what limit are they taking it, nobody's aware of it. But it's going to become somewhere critical. And I feel like the Gulf countries, they have made a choice that they have no choice but to join Israel and America into warring Iran because it's like I said, it's becoming pretty chaotic and it's not safe for their countries either anymore. If you look at it,
Ollie,
it's not.
Ollie, stop calling it war with Iran. It's not a war. It's
No,
liberation.
the IRGC, the
Wait,
people,
I
the
know, but
forces.
let me just say, if somehow this message manages to reach the people of Iran, the hour of that, please, Holly, it's difficult enough for me. The connection is bad. Allow me to say this. It, if this message manages to reach the people of Iran, the hour of your vengeance and justice is at hand. After almost 50 years of oppression, suffering, murder, and, and brutality, your cries have been heard, and soon enough you will be free.
Yes, I'm aware about that,
No,
Sage. I'm not referring to that.
it's a message for them. It's a message for them, so that they know that they have our support.
Yes, I'm aware about it. I'm aware about it.
It's
Everybody wants them to
not a
be.
question of awareness; it's a question of support. Do you agree with me?
I'm not saying I didn't agree with you. That's not what I was referring to till you cut me off.
Sorry.
I'm referring to because based on where this is going and the countries are being impacted, I'm not referring to the Iranians. Everybody wants the Iranians to be. When it comes to statistics of the leaders and what can happen, that's what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to anything related to the Iranians. Everybody wants them free. There's nobody who doesn't. But where this is going and how far this is going and who's going to be impacted, that's what I'm referring to. You need to understand that.
I understand, but you need to realize I'm why the question itself is a bit of an oxymoron because the Iranians realize that both Israel and the United States are now in a position of all or nothing, as well as the RGC leaders. Many of them have already been eliminated at the firing shots of the war.
We need
This
to
has
wait.
been
I keep telling you, you need to wait for the confirmation. We just said that not even 15
not,
minutes
I'm
ago.
not talking about Khomeini. I'm talking about the rest of the leaders who have
Yes,
already
that's what
been
I'm
confirmed.
saying.
Many other leaders have been confirmed to have been eliminated. Khomeini himself is the only one who have not been confirmed yet. But the fact that there is no counter from the IRGC is a strong indication that he might have been dead. But I'm trying to say is something different.
What is that?
As because the IRGC doesn't have any other alternatives and no other options. They will fight to the death. And to be completely honest, I suspect that the United States and Israel are willing to oblige them to fight until they die.
But I think I mentioned that to you. You just didn't see my point. Or maybe you see it now. Maybe I hope what I'm referring to.
I guess I do, but it's
I,
such an obvious thing because we know what will happen. We know that they will continue fighting. If they, for some reason, decide, all right, we had enough, we wish to surrender, They already lost. If Khomeini dead, they already lost their religious uh, 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 legitimacy. Without the Khomeini or an appointed successor, the Ayatollahs will tear each other apart, trying to win a power struggle internally. Or if someone from the Revolutionary Guard would try to take control, then the IRGC stops being an Islamic republic and it becomes a simple military dictatorship.
Okay, so the only thing I am going to cut in here, you don't have to agree with me, but like half of the stuff that I got information from is way before October 7th itself, and 90% of the stuff that I got ended up coming true. Okay? I'm not going to reject it because every resource and confirmation was in front of me from my friends who reported me war before proceeding. And they also told me that the Gulf states are going to be joining America. And we debated, we literally debated on this, that where do you think Pakistan's going to stand? I debated that it's going to join America, and some people debated, no, it's going to join Iran. So I'm aware of what's happening. However, like I said, some people may not take it serious. That is fully up to them. Some people, according to historians, the farther the war goes, you may not accept it because the way this is discovered, the farther it goes, yes, some nations are going to jump in.
I get that. In regard to October 7th, they have we have considering the war of after October 7th and October 7th itself, almost 2,000 Israelis were killed, not killed, murdered. That including the soldiers, the people who were the hostages who were kidnapped and killed there, the people who were murdered on October 7th itself. That was a high toll that was taken from us, from
Oh,
Israel.
yes. Yes.
But
I,
what the what's Hamas, Hezbollah, and the IRGC bought with our blood was their own destruction. I mean, look, where is Sinwar? In hell. Where is Nasrallah? Probably in hell as well. Khomeini, debatable for now until we receive confirmation later, but probably also in hell. Uh, Assad, been kicked out like yesterday's trash from Syria. We will never be able to rest on our laurels. That is a truth, a fact.
I just
But,
know, like,
but the enemies of Israel have paid, have bought their destruction with our suffering and our blood. That's what I want
talking
to.
about cannot chop off the empires, okay? Once upon a time, the nations that support Iran were also powerful empires that were against the Jews. Spain, France, Russia, these were all empires against the Jews. And even today, just because they haven't spoken yet doesn't mean they're going to give their different personal perspective. It all depends where how far the war is going for them to make a choice, depending on where it's going.
Exactly can Europe do? Europe is an old horse. They have nothing to contribute and nothing to the effect of what's happening here. Like seriously, what they're going to do? They're going to say a
I'm not
harsh
saying
number.
Europe. I didn't say Europe.
What?
I didn't say Europe. I said France. The British backed out. But haven't you heard what the British leader said recently? His stuff is on my wall that he feels he needs to like arm himself if any retaliation expands farther. The only
Yeah,
statement
but
you
what are
haven't heard anything yet
Yeah, but
is
what are
from.
they going to do? Are they going to attack Israel or they're going to attack the United States? What are they exactly going to
I'm
do?
not saying okay, it's not like that. When you're a combined force, Iran is not a combined force. Iran's fighting by itself, and Iranians want to be free from the regime. But that doesn't mean there's nobody behind it. Depending how far Israel and America go with Iran, it can affect their territory. You never know. You don't know. That's why I keep asking, do you know how far this is going?
It goes until the end.
And we don't know how far is till the end.
Yeah,
We
but
both don't know
again,
that.
you're asking me if someone is going to intervene on behalf of the Islamic regime of Iran. The answer is simple. No one is going to intervene on their behalf. No one has anything to gain from interfering or
Me,
helping
you
the
believe in
IRGC.
that.
Think
I'm
about
telling
it.
you, me,
Who is
you believe in it.
if we
Okay, look,
yeah,
I got my information before the War of October 7th even started from historians, all the people in the world. I expected it, who's linked to it, who's going to attack it, how it's going to precede it, how nations are going to get linked to it. I was even told how the Arab Gulf states are going to cooperate and how they're going to intervene in the middle. Nobody can tell me that I'm wrong because how 90% of my information that I revealed today came true. People are just walking through it now. I'm aware of it.
yeah, but tell me exactly, how do you believe someone is going to, and how, who and how in your opinion is going to to get involved on behalf of Iran in this war?
Okay,
Or
number one, that's where if you study a little bit about Russia, number one, he has nothing to do with Pahlavi. Could care less who Pahlavi is. They never made link with back in the day when Pahlavi was in charge. You can read about that in your own personal terms.
yeah,
However, he has much interest in the Ayatollahs, and that's why I tell you, you need to read about the countries. If you're not going to read about the countries and their relationship, you're not going to understand anything. And he is really tight with the Ayatollahs. Then on top of that,
the Ayatollahs already complained nonstop that Russia has abandoned them. Russia is not going to go to war with the United States over
I'm not
Iran.
saying it's going to war. You're twisting what I said. I'm saying what is expected ahead because based on how far this war is going to go, there are going to be nations who do support you, and then there are going to be nations who are going to be concerned where exactly are you going?
Of course, there is always those, but I'm not asking you who is going to be against or who is going to be for, like in a matter of stance. I'm asking if you believe someone will actually take action, which you haven't answered me.
We just started. The only one who's standing with you currently, well, British didn't do anything. British armed itself up. The only one who's standing with you currently is yourself as an Israeli and the Gulf states. Nobody else.
And the United States.
United States is the leader.
Yes, but all right. Are you trying to insinuate that someone could join the fighting on behalf of Iran?
I told you, it's only day one. It all
Regard,
depends.
I'm not talking about it. Let's pretend. Let's not focus on the fact that it's day one. We're talking about speculations here. We are talking about analysis. You have presented me with an interesting data. I'm trying to decipher it. I'm trying to understand your line of thought. So please indulge me.
I
If
am
it's
if you
war,
don't cut me off. You cut me again. I
sorry,
just told you a simple, very simple answer. It's not that hard. They're only going to intervene depending how far the war goes. If it ends within 4 days, they won't have a reason to intervene.
you
If it's
realize
like
that it said that that the start of this war will probably be concluded by the first phase of the war will be concluded in a matter of 4 days. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will really be so. But again, let's pretend, for example, that the war will be dragged to say 2 weeks. Then what?
it well also depends on if anybody gets like injured in the nations. Right now, there's not that many death records in any of the countries, not the Gulf countries, not your place. From what I know, I watched it all last night. It all depends of the result of the war and where it's headed.
But who will intervene on behalf of Iran? It doesn't matter the time
I'm not
frame.
saying right now, right this moment.
I'm not talking about right now. You are stuck on the now. Asking in the future as it could develop. Who, in theory, could intervene on behalf of Iran
I
and how
already
much
told
time?
you.
You know,
I
you
already
didn't.
told
You
you.
just said Russia would have a stance. You didn't answer me if the war is dragged to 2 weeks, for example, will go on for 2 weeks. Who is going to join Iran in fighting the United States And
I'm not saying it's going to fight. You twisted what I said again. I didn't say it's going to go directly in the United. That is not what I said.
then what are you saying?
I'm saying it can participate because in the end,
You
these
realize
nations
participation is hostile conflict. This is the only possible participation that is worth a damn because whining about this in the UN is worthless. The UN is a hollowed body. It
Smiths.
can't do anything.
UN can't do anything. It didn't do anything yesterday from October 7th. It can't do anything today. That's not what I'm referring to.
You're
Let's say
referring to Russia. How can Russia then uh, participate? You mean by sending equipment and soldiers that they desperately need in Ukraine?
they're
Or
already they're already going to go round two with Ukraine because they said it in a statement that not a lot of people are ready to accept yet, especially Israelis. No offense, you just got to read about it and accept it in your own terms. If you find it's fine if you don't. They accepted it, and they said this in a statement. If the American people can go with in a war with Iran, why can't we war the Ukrainians? Did you not read their narrative? What their religions are teaching in the country to war against the Ukrainians?
first of all, it doesn't matter because again, you're just proving the point that beside the statement that the Russians can
I'm
do,
saying these are a rise of nations.
they're not going to send
You don't.
soldiers.
If you don't study,
I understand what you're saying. The statement. It would like you're describing me that Russia would try to legitimize their war against Ukraine. But I'm asking you, will Russia deploy its forces to assist Iran in fighting us in the United States?
I said this once. I said this twice. I'm saying this the third and final time. You get it. You get it. If you don't, I'm sorry. It all. If Iran can make it itself without any death tolls, without any damage of the people, which the people are already dying, but without the damage of its army or rockets or equipment, then Russia doesn't really have a role in it.
But even if the people if everything you said will happen, Russia will still not intervene.
Again, final time. Hopefully you get it. You don't get it. I'm sorry. It's the starting. If Iran can fight on its own, which is doing, it's
Iran
doing.
cannot fight on its own. That's the point. Iran is losing on its own. Russia
Yes,
is not going to
yes,
save it. And that is what I'm trying to explain
you're
to
cutting
you.
what I said. I'm gonna cut this topic because you're not gonna understand the point. When Pakistan needed support from Saudi Arabia, when they had an agreement just like Russia and Iran, Saudi Arabia did not come in there. Pakistan fought on its own with its own
But
weapons.
Russia had the same agreement
Don't
with Venezuela. Wait. Russia had the same agreement with Venezuela, which Russia did not uphold. Russia had the same agreement with Syria, which they did not
Syria's
uphold.
not powerful. Syria can't do shit to itself without
Neither
protection.
is Venezuela. Again, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter what kind of agreement Russia has with what country. Russia will always break its word for its own interests. And that is what I'm trying to explain to you. You are believing the words of a liars. And by liars, I mean
I'm
Russia.
not believing liars. Half of the stuff that I published in any Israeli came to life.
Yeah, but that is not something that is going to happen because it never happened. Russia is not going to be intervening no matter what. They know the moment they intervene, NATO will be all over their ass in Ukraine.
Okay,
Why
you
would
need to calm down on the channel, buddy.
Sorry, it's because I'm very passionate and we're just making a passionate discussion. It's not like if I didn't mean to attack you because it's a very passionate subject.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about this anymore because every time I do, sometimes people just need to discover for themselves. I'm not supporting them because half of this I know about the war itself before any Israeli on the planet of October 7th. It's just who's going to freaking believe me. And it's the same thing is happening today. Nobody believed me that the Gulf states are going to be attacked and they're going to end up joining America. Nobody believed that either. But that happened, didn't it?
Yeah, but it was obvious it's going to happen.
No, some people felt they're going to support Iran. That
Again,
didn't happen.
most people thought that the Gulf states will support Iran is insanity. They have been rivals. They are religious enemies. They have different interests and objectives. For crying out loud, Saudi Arabia and Iran have been fighting a Cold War for 50 years between themselves.
But that's not how the media stated it, right or
Of
wrong.
course, what the media says. The media are a bunch of lying assholes. You know that.
I'm not saying that they're not. Me and you both know that what the media says. My point being is that right now, okay, the only country that gave an announcement so far of us stepping in and backing up is the British. Somewhat France does it. Right now, no other country has spoken yet. And that's what I keep telling you. You need to see what is ahead. I can't say until I get more information for what's ahead. It's like me giving you a blank storybook that I don't have the answer to. Sometimes when something is expected, it's an expectation. There's when scientists predict stuff, it's a prediction. Rest God's gonna make it real, whatever nation is supposed to come true in this journey.
All right, but there is also such a thing as taking stuff way too far than what even been wild. Like, yes, nobody could have expected what happened on October 7th, but I can't ignore the fact that Russia cares only for itself, so it would never join. Neither will China. No, everybody have no issue exploiting Iran for their own means, but they will never risk their necks for them. That is what I'm trying to get for you to understand.
I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying you're wrong because look, many times, look, me and you both know that India had made choices like that too for its self interest, even though it may shake hands with Afghanistan. Me and you both know that. But like, one of the Indian people have told me that in the next 30 years, some of these organizations might betray India and India is going to be stuck. We don't know. It's not 30 years yet. We don't know. We're like, okay, you do what pleases you and see, and time will teach us itself. Me and you both know that. However, hopefully the IRGC falls through the Americans and the Israelis and the Gulf states participating as backup. It falls through that, and maybe these countries don't have another agenda because these countries are also part of BRICS together, many things together. So we don't know. I'm just going to put it there. I'm going to land my plane. We don't know. What historians said is a prediction. Now, if it's meant to come true, that's fully up to God. That's not up to me. That's not up to you. That's up to nobody.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Look, all I can say about that matter is I hope for the best that that a friend that new regime will come and will be finally peace between Israel and Iran, as it has been in the past.
Well, yes, a new regime. Of course, I want you to know one thing that just because things are going to be good with Iran doesn't mean that the problems are going to, like right now. Me and Shayna were talking about this a couple of days ago. Even if the Shah does come back, right now there's a new chapter that many of the Persian people may be happy and they may get their leader, but the Kurds, Turks, and all these ethnic groups, they don't like the Shah. So even being doesn't mean Iran's problems are going to end. That's something you need to understand. Except in that situation, you will have a no say as an Israeli. And when you do, that's something many Israelis do understand. Some don't understand, but the educated ones do understand that. Hey, when the Shah comes back, it's not our business anymore. Whatever he decides with the Kurds, they get a state. They do not get a state. Not our problem. But some people want to interfere in that too,
Well, Israel doesn't want to interfere in that level. We just want them to stop threatening and attacking us. If they can
right?
have a stable country in the aftermath, great. If not, we can't do anything about this.
Well, nobody can. None of us can. This is something
Oh,
that's
well,
always
then
going to be
please,
remaining the Iranians.
wait, how do you, or you can? Did we
So
receive any comments?
no, not today. I think many of the people are in bomb shelter. I
Wait,
know I gave
not
mic to
everybody is in Israel. Oh, there, wait, I see a comment.
We got a comment finally?
Yeah, either Khomeini, eyes are on countdown, days are on countdown, or already ticket. I think he's no longer counting anything. Beside how many people are spiking him in hell. What? Where is it exactly been reported?
Oh, this
Wait,
one's
no, I didn't receive anything. I need to verify that as well.
that's what I'm saying. You need to wait for the confirmation. Don't believe he's
Well,
dead until it's
the
confirmed.
confirmation I received were quite different, so I haven't received anything to the contrary. That's what I always said. I believe he was dead. I didn't say he was dead, but where exactly is that information coming from?
Do you, anybody from India? You want to give us verified source that where'd you get this information from, and copy and paste it in the chat box so we can share it?
Yeah, exactly. Because, but I swear to God, if it's from Al Jazeera, I will snap.
I don't think India relies on Al Jazeera. I don't think India does any of that stuff.
You would be surprised.
If you can give us where did it come from, then we'll be happy to
Come
share it on
online.
the.
Oh, given an interview. Well, show me the damn link for the damn interview.
Give it a second. Give it a second. Let's see if we can find it.
All right, because it's a very big something to say.
Remember, I'm not posting anything about Kamini until I know I have a confirmation.
Yeah, I know, but still, I am trying to verify.
Oh, he was right. Al Jazeera is saying he's alive. He was right. Al Jazeera is saying he's alive, and you're just to make your agency look wrong. Al Jazeera announced that he's alive.
Al Jazeera? Al Jazeera? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they announced that he's alive. Could you
They're
believe it?
fucking lying. They're lying.
He's
Even
alive.
the even the
They
Iraqis.
announced that he's alive.
Even the Iraqis are confirming he has been killed. Are you joking?
That is so
Shiite
crazy.
the Shiite militias in Iraq who are aligned with Iran are saying he has been eliminated. What a relying on oh my god, relying on Al Jazeera. Like seriously, if you would rely on Al Jazeera, you would wish you could come here and shoot me. You would think is that I'm personally uh, killing Palestinian babies in order to make matzot. Are you insane? Respectfully, of course, but still. Well,
Well,
I
let's
don't.
see what they announce.
No,
They
they
announced.
haven't. As long as I
I'm just
haven't
waiting for
received
Trump.
anything,
I'm not saying anything. I'm waiting for Donald Trump's
me
confirmation. That's
too.
what I
I
believe in
haven't
America.
received any information either, but I'm just reading that aligned forces and groups of interest that are aligned with Iran are either A, unable to verify his status, or B, are already admitting he has been eliminated. But nobody has came out and said he is alive. And no, and where is the interview?
You have an interview link? Do you have an interview link that you can share in the chat box with people?
I- Indian right wing media and for fuck's sake, the Israeli IDF and Mossad have already confirmed that the elimination has been successful. However, I still would prefer a secondary verification from the United States intelligence. But India, respectfully to the Indians and to the fact that Moody was just here not very long ago, no. By the way, I'm just right now going through. I don't see anywhere that that he gave an interview. All states must be respected. That is an old footage of him speaking, not an real life interview.
Okay, so like all I can say at this point is that we really need to see where this is going and what is the expected head. We don't know, but
I admit I'm not 100% sure. but I would never try to contradict anything. But I have seen the sources. I am still checking to verify the sources. That was not a source. It was just an outrageous claim because even the IRGC themselves have not confirmed anything yet. So how does India know?
I have no clue. Like I said, I would just rely on President Trump when he announces which leader is dead. I'm not getting into any of that until President Trump says it's which leaders have been eliminated. Know that it's true because he's part of the war and the military is monitoring everything. That's how I see it. No need to get mad. Remember, the media is no matter what media it is, even social platforms, they're going to give their own perspective. But we need to go on what's verified from President Trump and then see from there, not make our own perspective and just say, oh, guess what? That like, oh, this person's eliminated. Guess what? This person's eliminated, and just put the red symbol, oh, it's eliminated, without any confirmation or source to prove that it has been. Anybody can just take a photo and edit that, hey, this person's eliminated. That's not how it works. No, you need to wait for full sources, especially the people who are actually fighting the war, statements from there, for the military, like, this is how we killed it.
Exactly. For now, it has been confirmed that he was hit. But let me tell you something. You don't get hit by a number of bunker busters and coming out of it alive.
You're right about that.
All right? Because according to that, it would have technically, after Israel bombed where Nasrallah was, he was technically alive until he died from suffocating underground, from being buried
Emirates
alive.
declared war. I've seen the announcement from United States Emirates. They, like the embassy, they declared war because the hitting of Iran is not stopping at the Gulf countries. It's constantly keep going. So for that, yes, they declared war. Right now, the current one is in capital of Oman. When they recently said yesterday that Oman's not going to get hit, well, Oman is getting hit.
Hmm.
So, like I said, it's a chaotic, very chaotic, and all we can do is see where this is going. And along with the Gulf states, and along with Israel, yes, we do not know how far this is like headed towards, and we can only hope it ends soon. What I do know is that Iran has militant organizations in like Iraq,
Next, Arun, I
some.
we already mentioned that Saudi Arabia has already joined the fighting against Iran earlier today. It's already been stated. I appreciate for adding to it. But if you have a question to ask, you also any. By the way, if any of our listeners and viewers have anything to add, ask, or wish to for us to point out during the discussion regarding the current war, please
Yes, now's the time
to
because
ask some
everything
questions.
just started. Now's the time to ask.
Yes.
What's this? Okay, yeah. It was just him. So I just know if you guys have any questions, ask away. So the process has just begun. We would have to wait a couple of days to stream again. Everything has just started. So I would give it like 3, 4 days for more updates. But this is the beginning of this war and more to come, I guess. And many who Israelis are going to be sadly stuck in the bomb shelter. But yeah,
Maybe also send a link where they can send. Where can we see any other posts that could be made or comments?
it comes in the side of chat box right now. Only
I
here.
meant where our viewers can send us the questions.
That would be on YouTube stream. Let's see how many are on YouTube. There's more on X than YouTube. Let's see how many are watching on YouTube stream.
All right.
Okay, I think one person's watching from YouTube stream, but mostly, yeah. Mostly people are watching on us. We have 60 people in the room, but yeah. So we have more things expected, and I just know is that the war has just begun and there's more to come. If people need to keep close eye till next week. I would give it next week.
Look, we for the next 3 to 4 days, we would probably know more by then. For
Yes.
now, it's way too much raw data, which is still being digested by everyone. So I don't know for certain what is going to happen. But I advise everyone to not fall trick to misinformation, because it's going to be very tricky to understand to it's very easy to fall prey to misinformation during such turbulent times.
No, I agree. Absolutely. We have to be really careful and we have to look at our sources and we can't just say, oh, congratulations, this person said without 100% verifying that it is confirmed who is said. So for that, everybody just needs to give it a couple of days. And from there, then, yeah.
I would be very surprised if if that son of a bitch would turn out to be alive. I would be very surprised, but I'm not expecting to be surprised, because, as I mentioned again, you don't get hit by almost th- by a number of bunker busters and come out whole or alive. Like, technically, being a splatter on the floor can technically be considered alive. No,
No, I can say that, but like I said, as of now, I didn't even know how to put it into an article. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know.
shouldn't,
Being the
because for now it's not been confirmed. What is been confirmed, that
no,
is
I'm just saying the
that
stuff that I
no,
already
no, no,
know.
I'm recounting what is known. Israel attacked Iran, thus allowing the United States to join right beside us and taking the fight to the IRGC. It is also quite believable that that with, this was a that this whole attack has been prepared and planned for weeks, if not
Right,
months, because this level of coordination is not something that just comes naturally. It takes time to nurture and blossom. Because I've been told by many sources that the amount of coordination and collaboration between Israel and the United States are even closer than those of the United States and Britain during World War II.
right. I can say that. I can agree to you on that.
For now, most of the attacks that began today were unlike the 12-day war, were not just targeted on military targets, but mostly about towards administrative, uh, governmental, and judicial targets. The plan of this current operation, which is called by the Israelis, is the Roar, and by Donald Trump as Epic Fury, if I'm correct.
Oh, somebody has a question for you. You want me to put it up? Somebody thinks you're running out of breath.
Please share it.
He thinks you're running out of breath.
It's a personal known issue, so please ignore it.
Okay. I just know. Let's wait. I've asked this
The
question
purpose
many.
of this operation, wait, I just want to finish. The purpose of this operation is to destabilize the regime enough to allow the people to overthrow it. That's what we actually know for certainty.
Yes, I can agree to that. I would just say give it a couple of days. I know I'm the first Muslim, unfortunately, who knew about all these wars. It's just I didn't know how to put it because not many people would agree with me. How did I get this information? And I known since when. The first time I mentioned it to a group of Israelis, they freaked out from me. They're like, "What you know?" I'm like, "Well, yes. Who would believe me? What can I possibly do? Is just whoever gave it to me. Wherever they got their sources from and things from to me. It was too good to be true, and just stuff slowly started to open. And yeah, so as of now, this part already came true regarding the Gulf states. Now, what's next? We don't know. The historians are going to publish what they know, but we don't know yet. And right now, the only thing we can expect is wait for the confirmation of the leaders. Once we get all the confirmations of the leader, that's when you know we achieve success, a heavy one.
If we have eliminated the leader and if we really took out Khomeini, this could really lead to a potential progress for allowing the people to overthrow the regime. If at the very least, it would allow us to have some more easier time at targeting a headless chicken.
Yes, correct. He's kind of like he's the main headmaster to everything, and more than the president itself. So we just have to see, and we have to keep praying for the nations. And what's ahead, we don't know. That's just an expectation. What can happen? Nobody said it's going to 100% be true or it's going to happen like that. We don't know. That's just the operation expectations. But things backfire all the time, so we don't know. So for that, we need to stay tuned for what's ahead.
Agreed.
Any other questions before we end the stream? Who has a question? We have a question.
I don't know if he announced a successor. I think the original person he anointed as his successor was the president of Iran who died at a helicopter crash last year. Beyond that, I don't know of anyone else he appointed as his successor. So for now, we're going on the assumption that there is no new successor.
Right now, almost half of Israel is in bomb shelter. So not many Israelis can come and talk. Half of them are literally in bomb shelter. Every content creator, like 90% of the content creators, are in the bomb shelter. So we need to wait for updates and just best I can say, stay tuned, everybody. Now, you're not going to hear too much from Israelis because 90% of them are in the bomb shelter and the stuff has not
Or we are at the very least near a bomb shelter. But just
Yes.
because we're in bomb shelters does not mean we're disconnecting from the world. Many of us are
No,
still.
no, I didn't say that.
I know. Just let's calm down with the over cautiousness. I
No,
appreciate
I'm
that.
just saying right now due to updates. So it's going to take like a day or two for them to really give an update.
Yes, but not just the content creators. It will take a day or two to confirm who is alive and who is dead. But probably it's kind of hard to again. It's kind of hard to see all the people that the Israelis have that the IDF came out and said they successfully eliminated will suddenly come alive. Which in this case, I would suggest everybody to be prepared for the zombie apocalypse because very few people who have been declared dead by the IDF have came back. I know there are a few exceptions, but it's rare as hell.
Any other questions, anybody? It's almost the end of the show. It literally is. It's 12:21. It's been an hour since we did it. Any other questions before I end the stream? And stay tuned until next week for more updates. We'll verify sources. And right now, as we said, X can say what it wants, but there's no full confirmation who's dead and who's not dead. We're going to find out in a few days. Believe it when America announced it. Even Benjamin Netanyahu, just him himself, that what's eliminated. But before that, don't say anything yet. Don't believe in anything yet, unless if these two announce it.
Yes, remain skeptical, but also let's be realistic as well.
Yes, it's best to believe it. Either Trump announce it or Benjamin Netanyahu announce it, or even America's full military. But don't just go on social media posts like, "Oh, this person's dead, that person's dead." No, believe it when you hear actually someone state it.
Uh, my gosh.
Best I
Yeah.
can put.
What?
So, any other questions? I think everybody's good.
All right. Everybody who has been watching us, whether on X or whether on YouTube,
YouTube.
please feel free next time to ask us questions, whether via the X video or whether on YouTube.
I just know right now, like, I feel weird. I spoke to Shayna yesterday that should I publish an article that I was the first Muslim who known about October 7th, what's coming for the Israelis and what's ahead. I feel weird about it, but I don't know. I might publish it with the information that I found out how it's going to proceed. But
Like many people, it was all both predictable and unbelievable. So I can't say that it just like, oh, somebody could exactly see. Well, unfortunately, the IDF did had the exact plans of how October 7th would be carried out, but unfortunately, we dropped the ball hard. But
right.
regardless of that, we might have dropped the ball, but everybody else have lost their heads.
Well, guys, I am going to get ready to end the show, and I hope every is really safe. Till I would give it, maybe we will do one, maybe I will give it Monday or Tuesday for the next stream and see what
Oh,
happens.
by the way, everybody, happy Purim. It's a very fitting that the RGC would fall during Purim, just like evil Aman from is from Jewish folklore was eliminated for trying to destroy the Jewish people.
Yeah, I remember that. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? I'm gonna get ready to close the stream. He couldn't open his camera due to situation, but yeah, at least we got an update. So y'all, till then, take care and wait for an update next week. And as we said, do not take anything on X seriously until you hear either Benjamin Netanyahu say it or President Trump. That's when you know what you're looking at. It is coming true, whatever statement you saw. Without it, it's just an assumption. People are publishing anything. And media does that 90% of the time, paid to post whatever.
Stay safe, everybody, and yeah, hopefully we'll get through this to a better tomorrow.
Alrighty, be safe, everybody. And just stay tuned for more updates. Take care.
Bye bye, everybody. It
Bye.
was a blast. Hopefully, not literally.
Yeah, ready? I'm gonna end it. Okay, take care.